However, they found out the rather hard way that if there is more than enough water for them to catch up to you with, then the elemental can quite easily not only overtake you, but additionally, the elemental is able to make use of its 90 feet of movement per turn when it is submerged. The players had not fully realized this, however, specifically the player for Miki did know this fact about elementals and knew that running away was kind of a false hope, because if you ran away from a water elemental at that point, you would find yourself quickly staring at the water elemental as it goes in for the kill. That's just kind of what they do. Where is this? I have gone through a lot of smooth stone while I was gone. I need to restock my my regular stone. There we go. It's full, right? Yeah. Okay. I've got some regular stone. I've got slime that needs to be handled. There we go. Handled the slime. Got it all sorted, put away, all 9 yards. Now I'm able to go running all the way down here, picking up all of this material that I left behind because I had to run all the way down, placing in all of these lights to prevent monsters from spawning down here as I continued to excavate. Now I just have a long travel time. There we go. Got that all picked up. Now I'm able to go over here and start handling all of this material. Anyways, the character Miki managed to fight very bravely, very intelligently. They almost managed to hide from the elemental at one point and completely get away with just being able to run away. However, the elemental did manage to spot them at one point, and then proceeded to very heavily damage Miki, which did not help Miki's situation at all. However, Miki was creative enough to put 2 and 2 together and realized that the larger elemental probably got bigger because it was feeding on alcohol. Alcohol is probably not very friendly when it comes to fire. Therefore, Miki used fire on the rather large water elemental, which sounds like a very bad idea, except the alcohol is explosive. Therefore, the minor amounts of water by volume of the water elemental was completely negated by the fact that all of that explosive alcohol was just readily available. You could possibly even smell it on the elemental, except for the fact that, well, it kind of is made out of the stuff, and therefore I don't know how well you would be able to smell it on an elemental. But yeah, it was able to make use of the liquor that was present, the liqueur, the booze, whatever you want to call it, and then it was able to start carrying some of that fluid back to the elemental plane of water. In the process, it spotted Miki, it started attacking Miki once again, and Miki was not exactly doing too well in the fight by that point. Therefore, it was really nobody's surprise that very shortly thereafter, Miki perished. Miki managed to die. They managed to fall victim to the deadly encounter that was a single level 5 taking on a combat rating of 5 monster, which was basically saying the monster was a fair fight for a party of 4 adventurers at level 5. This was a single adventurer taking on that monster at level 5, meaning they were kind of doomed from the start, but they did manage to persevere very greatly. They managed to deal lots of damage, and as a result, their starting character did get a bit more experience, because they got experience for their character's death from the fact that they managed to kill that elemental, even if it was post-mortem. They managed to... the character that they managed to create as their replacement character, they have named Pinky at the moment, which is in reference to Pinkie Pie, as that was who inspired the character. Pinkie Pie being, of course, very random, very chaotic. They have a very they have a very random energy about them. Also, he managed to build a surprisingly effective character for a character that has no actual attack actions other than having a weapon. However, for a sorcerer, that's not a very viable option. They are playing a sorcerer. And on top of that, they managed to make it so that their sorcerer didn't really have any any attack spells. They have no attack spells whatsoever. If you think that sounds weird, then perhaps the fact that the character managed to get the kill through means of utilizing minor illusion is probably going to surprise you even further. Because what they did... Oh, right, I never made that anvil. Okay, what they did was they got their minor illusion ready, and then they took their minor illusion, they readied an action with minor illusion. With that readied action, they decided that they wanted to make it sound as though a confetti cannon was going off. Then, when they cast their readied action, they made it also appear as though a confetti cannon was going off. This, in combination, made it sound very realistic. The monster failed the insight into the occurrence and managed to fall victim to what was essentially a confetti cannon. Now, let's see if this can get repaired again. Too expensive, too expensive. Okay, so this one's going to definitely break. I will need another pickaxe for efficiency effect. I also need to make some pants. I just need armor in general, really. But pants and some boots, which means I'm going to actually need this. Let's see. I'm going to need one of those. I need pants. I need boots. I need a pickaxe because I need efficiency 3. Now I need a bunch of levels as well as my lapis. Now I can put away the iron. I can turn on the lock on this hopper. Go ahead and eat. Now I can go ahead with earning a bunch of experience. Yeah, I'm already level 18. Just like that. Now I'm level 24. Now, one item should not be giving you that much experience in a furnace. There's no way an item should give you 4 levels of experience from a furnace. It's just not supposed to happen that way. However, I have found that as long as I do not do certain things, I am able to actually earn a rather sizable amount of experience. Okay, that's fire protection. I don't want that. Projectile protection. No. Thorns. Actually, yes, I do want thorns. Fire protection. Darn. Fire protection. Once again, no. Fire protection. Again. Seriously. Okay, this is going to be my nether outfit, apparently. Projectile protection. No. If you're giving me fire protection, you're giving me fire protection, okay? It didn't give me any experience for that. It must have hit a Possibly an integer overflow? I don't know. Anyways. Projectile protection, no. Fortune 3, also no. Well, technically I only need the efficiency enchantment, but if it's going to force me into one, suppose I'll see what this one's level for is. Efficiency 1, I'll grindstone that out. What about this one? Fire protection 3, okay. And thorns 2, nice. I take this to the grindstone, use the grindstone on it, get some experience back. Fortune 3 again. Darn. Well, there's efficiency 3. That's what I need. Okay. No, I'll do it this way. Subscribe. Oops. There we go. We have our replacement subscribe pickaxe. We've got our iron on, or our leather on. Now we've got our iron boots on. Got our iron pants on. We're looking pretty good. Even looks like we got a shirt and everything. It's actually leather armor, but it looks like a shirt. Okay, now I grab this one. Refill this. Refill this. Okay, now I get to go out excavating once again. Oh boy, a big one. Ow. Make sure there's no invisible experience here. Yep, looks good. Okay. Now I go through making sure that all of this area is properly built out. Okay. Oops. There we go. Okay, now I just finish excavating all of this out. Yep, I just got to resurface basically the entire layer of bedrock, and once I'm done with that, I will be able to verify whether or not any of my base is infested with silverfish, because everything will be made out of blocks which silverfish are not able to infest. Which is, of course, a brilliant concept, I know. There's very little I can do about slimes in the meantime. I did not yet set up any form of string farm. I plan to do that next. That's my next project, is something about string. I need some string. You know, I know that string is a very useful material. I'm aware that there is a use for having lots of pets, and there's a use for having lots of ways to reward various subscribers, perhaps rewarding various Patreon donors. Speaking of which, I do have a Patreon. If you wish to donate money, I can name a cat after you or a parrot after you, depending on the donation given. I have not fully filled out the rewards for the donations. Oops. Let's switch to that. Hit this. Okay. Finally. Okay, now I can switch to this subscribe pickaxe. In the process, I can also make sure to wipe out a bunch of different slimes. Okay. Yeah. Pinkie Pie, the character in my D&D campaign, went with a held action of minor illusion in addition to an action of minor illusion, which is not very game breaking. You know, the primary effect that allows is that it allows for them to have a minor illusion that has sound, you know, because that's one of the big things, is your illusion doesn't really get to have any sound when you use minor illusion. And it's like, well, that's kind of lame. How can I get it to get sound? Well, the answer to that is a held action. You have to hold your action so that when you perform your held action, you then cast it again as your action in order to generate the sound required for whatever illusion you're creating. This is of course based on the smoke and mirrors effects of magicians. Minor illusion is very effective for that. However, it should be noted that minor illusion is just that. It's an illusion. You know, the way that people always manage to get out of handcuffs is because they prepare in advance with a specific series of tricks that they perform in order to loosen the handcuffs in order to escape. In case you ever wondered how Houdini ever managed to actually escape, that's how. There are a large number of people who actually are aware of that trick, mostly criminals. Criminals are usually the biggest fans of Houdini. Big surprise. I actually personally just enjoyed seeing the man perform magic tricks, and that's actually one of the great things about Harry Houdini, as well as Harry Houdini's son, is that they were mostly just performing the magic tricks because they just enjoyed performing magic tricks for an audience. It was really a very, very sweet and innocent thing, which is one reason everyone loved Houdini. You know, I always thought Houdini was amazing because Houdini was the type of guy who would just kind of do a magic trick just to show off that he could do a magic trick. He'd be like, hey, you want to see me make this pencil disappear? Sure. You know, ta-da! And he makes the pencil disappear. And they'd go, wow, you're good at that. And he goes, thanks. That's Houdini. You know, that's the type of person Houdini was. You know, back when they were alive. There are many things that people do that people just don't really know how to respond. You know, some people just enjoy pulling pranks, some people enjoy weird things. Me, I like playing Minecraft. I can play Minecraft for hours and hours and hours per day, every day, because I find it entertaining. I find it novel, you know. I have more exits to the surface from here than I do down there. Actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of the same number. Kind of accumulates right about here. Okay, I'm going to make this area a little more roomy in the head section because I'm tired of bonking my head on these stairs. If you've ever hit your head on the stairs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, let me deposit this stone. What was that? Is there like a witch in here or something? Weird. There it is again. Is that up here? It's not down here, is it? Let's see. Right over there. Huh. Not seeing it anywheres. How very odd. Anyways, I need to grab more polished smooth stone here. Or just smooth stone. Either name works. Smack that guy down. Okay, open up the barrel, deposit the stone, open up the hopper, deposit the stone. Polished granite. check. Polished diorite, check. Looks like the andesite is good for now. More polished diorite. Deposit the gold. Deposit the gravel. I can deposit the dirt as well. Now I can go back all the way down to here and start excavating. Which way do I want to start excavating? I suppose I want to start excavating. Well, I kind of want to start excavating this floor. I might want to start excavating the roof, though. That way I have something overhead at all times. Oh, right. I was still doing this. I had forgotten that I wasn't done with this yet. That's unfortunate. I shouldn't forget things. Forgetting is bad. Now, did I already dig out under that? I did. Okay. Now I can just kind of fill in all of this. Now I have encountered redstone. Is there anything surrounding this redstone? Not even on the diagonal, huh? Okay, well, I tried. Yeah, it seems if there was anything with the redstone, I might have already dug it up. Okay, now I can continue filling in all of this. Restock. Gather this iron. Yep, looks all good in the neighborhood. Oops. There we go. I should stop adjusting my view like that. And of course, those slimes are very noisy. Just make sure I've gathered all of my stone together, my smooth stone. Oh, cool. I almost made it back here already. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, the player managed to startle the water elemental to death. Not a normal method of killing your opponents, but effective nonetheless. In fact, let me just empty out this entire section here. I shall build out to here. The benefits of me building my mine from quite literally the ground up is that this allows me to very easily craft a lot of progress in a very short amount of time, because I won't have to worry about things like accidentally digging out the floor, finding myself falling into a pit in the floor, potholes, various other issues that may or may not sometimes arise. There are lots of things that can go wrong when you're building your base. Not needing to worry about those things definitely helps a lot. You know, for example, all of this right here. You know, I can quickly and easily dig out all of this dirt. But if I don't replace it with anything, then there's just going to be a hole here, which is going to be a problem when I come through trying to, either traverse the area, or even more importantly, when I try and build in the area. Therefore, it is better for me to fill in the floor allowing me to have a stable floor in the future that I can utilize to properly navigate. Meanwhile, I've got all of this progress made on advancing the build. Oops, shovel please. No. I've also got, of course, plenty of advancements made on the progression of my build in relation to having a solid, well-built area that I can easily navigate amongst. Come on. Gravel. Now, because I have all of this progress, I am very easily able to very quickly and easily advance through the various stages, which will allow me to expand my operations. Anyways, the character which replaced Miki was an adaptation of Pinkie Pie, which basically meant the character is almost entirely about being peaceful. They are a clockwork soul sorcerer, specifically. In this instance, at least, they are a clockwork soul sorcerer. They may not always be a clockwork soul sorcerer, but I found that it was a very fitting subclass for a character related or based upon Pinkie Pie, the My Little Pony character, as I thought it would be quite humorous, quite whimsical to play a character like that. Therefore, I wanted to make sure that they would have a decent amount of skill in portraying their character, and actually playing. Here's a rare sight. Emeralds. Oh. Oops. Well, here, let me put stone there. Then let me put these down. Then I can put this, we'll say right there. Then I can pick these up. And then I can put this here in order to allow myself the opportunity to climb out of this area. Oops. Hey. Rude. Wait, is this ground level? I think it is. Yeah, this is ground level. Okay, well. Awkward. Okay. Let's just do it this way. It's faster. Therefore, Pinky, as the character is named, has quite quickly gone from level 1 to level 4, because my campaign uses independent leveling, which basically means each player has their own experience. They don't use shared experience, they don't use shared leveling. They each have their own experience. If they want more experience, well, my suggestion would be to play more often, because that gives you the most chances to actually earn experience. It also should be mentioned that Miki had the option of not being alone down there. Miki could have explored the tavern cellar with their Kenku friend, Burb, B-I-R-B. Their friend Burb is a Kenku that is to say that they are a bird person. They are a humanoid bird. Burb is definitely a bit of a unique one, as Burb is not your average type of adventurer. Being a Kenku, they're more prone to repeating things than they are to doing their own things. Kenkus have issues with independent thinking, actually. That is a racial ability of theirs, is that they have difficulty with independent thinking. There's not really much that anyone can do for them. Not that that hasn't tried to stop people from helping Kenkus. You're free to try, but Kenkus are just not able to think like most people. Aha! Up ahead on my left, there appears to be some form of silverfish.